the early damage Yapaj can bring out from Tiny, and try to close it out. I agree with you. 10 minutes, the laning phase, super important for Neon to exert their dominance, and TNC, for their part, it's a slower game for them. They've got the Gabby Arc Warden, of course, so it's going to need to farm up. It's the KP Blood, and yeah, the Armel Pango. It needs a bit more time cooking, especially Gabby, but if they hold out in those first 10 minutes, then you're good as gravy. Nothing to worry about.
We have a quick disconnection here from Neon, which will give time for Armel to get some late dinner in. Get some merienda.
Yep. Important. It is running late, and I mean, the sad thing is you have to live with the reality that there's some good Indian food outside.
I'm still smelling it. It's that strong. I do have a pretty big house, John. I can smell it everywhere. It's making me really upset. I'm gonna have to smell it during this whole cast, and even when I'm finished, there's gonna be none left because they didn't order me any. I'm gonna starve. And you know what the worst part is, John? Remember how yesterday I told you I was having the same food 5 times in a row?
Yeah.
I'm having it 6 times in a row tonight.
You might as well just book the entire BTS Pro. Tell them I'm gonna be casting. Have this ready for me every night. Just get it set.
That's it.
That's it, man. I miss Indian food, Mike. You talking about it? John. I miss paneer. Like anyone that knows what paneer is, the good stuff. That is the good stuff. Whew. Paneer. Oh man, just paneer with some basmati rice. You're in heaven. A little ghee on top, just because you don't care about your weight, and that is golden.
No need to make personal attacks now, John. I've been trying. Jeez, take it easy.
Hey, I don't care. I don't care about weight. I had a ton of paneer ghee rice before in Singapore when I was staying with my friends. For some reason, and this is a bit of a segue, for some reason, us Filipinos get along very finely with Indians. Something about the culture is really well. What's JG on about? Straight English. Wait, please. Ping Spike just now. Oh, he's making fun of Yapaj typing in straight English. Oh, come on, boys. Inglesero, huh?
Hey. This is an English stream, sir. I have no idea what you're saying. What did you just say?
I would just say it's a term we use to call someone who speaks in English. Englishero, Inglesero. An English speaker.
You mean are you trying is it another way of saying white person?
No, like literally someone who enjoys English, because it's just it's like I was called that a lot as a kid. I was actually, a lot of people asked me if I was like Filipino American, and they were always confused when I said no. And so they just always called me the Inglesero kid, like the English speaking kid. That weird kid in the corner who can't speak to his friends because he doesn't speak Tagalog. I had a rough upbringing, Mike. Let me tell you.
What a loser.
Oh, yeah.
An absolute, you can't, I thought you could speak it, John.
I can, but when I was a kid, it was really bad. It was completely accented. Like if I said a sentence now, and there are Filipino viewers in there, I'm sure they'd have a laugh about the accent. It's a very stiff accent, and you've heard, and you've also laughed at how stiff it is because you know how Filipino is supposed to sound. It's super stiff. I do sound non-native, and the worst thing is I'm not even from a part of the Philippines where it's completely like Tagalog. It's a mix of like regional dialects, so something called Bisaya, and I literally have no way of talking in that. I just can't speak Bisaya. I just can't. And when I try, my mom gets mad at me because she says I sound really bad. Like my own mom's like, "Hey, shut up, stop it."
Could you imagine your own mother's telling you not to speak your native language?
Yeah, it's something.
Geez.
It's not my fault.
That's so sad. It's like, Jonathan, you shut your damn mouth and speak English. Don't you dare speak Filipino. You disgusting. Terrible.
It's pretty stiff. So there was this one time because I was in Singapore at a young age, like 17, my first time out for university, and I was with my friends from the scholarship. We were going out. So we met up at this place. I ran a bit late, and this is a joke only. This is a joke. A lot of Tagalog speakers would get a bit better. So I came up. These guys were mainly from Manila. They spoke Tagalog, and I said in Filipino. So I'm gonna say it in Filipino. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. Nalibog ako. Right? Nalibog ako, which in Bisaya means I'm lost. My friends looked at me weird, and I didn't know why. And apparently, nalibog has a very different context that I just realized you can't say on stream. It's a state of mind. It's not. It's a state of mind that doesn't quite line up. So when I said I was lost, they thought I said something else, and it caused some very confusing exchanges right there. So you see, even when I speak my own language, I fail.
So you're telling me not only can you not get your language right, John, you can't even tell me the joke right. Now we can't even.
No, I can't.
Oh.
I can't say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I apologize for this, whatever this is from JohnXFire. We'll, take some of that casting money you're making, sir, and we'll have to take you to Tagalog classes and get you sorted out.
I tried, Mike, you know. Grade school, high school, I barely passed.
This guy has no chill, man.
Did you know what? So we have this, like, we have a book that we're all supposed to read in high school, and y'all Filipino boys would know this. We read something called Noli Matang. It's a book written by our national hero, right?
Yeah.
For me to pass the subject, I didn't even read it in Filipino. I read it in English.
Oh, goodness.
Answered
me.
from that. I just couldn't do it, man. I was just so bad. It was so bad. It was like old Filipino, so very formal. I couldn't read it. It just bored me to death, and I couldn't understand half of it. Even less. I couldn't understand less than half.
Very upsetting.
Way less.
Oh
yeah.
But you know how to speak it now, right?
I mean, I speak it as well as I've always spoken it.
But like, if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, John, I've got this gig. I'm gonna pay you 10 times any other casting gig, but you need to do it in Filipino." If Valve called you and said they need a Filipino caster tomorrow for TI-10, are you telling me you couldn't do it in Filipino?
I could do it. It's just gonna be really bad.
Oh
I think the audience would throw tomatoes at me. Like the Filipino audience would just laugh me out. It would not go well. I mean, it would not go well. It just wouldn't. It would really ruin me. On the bright side, you know, maybe right now, I would be so happy if TNC decided to force March to eat some Filipino food. I'm just surprised they haven't done that. Like, again, he says he likes tapa, right? You know what tapa? You know, cured meat. And it's so basic. Like, there's so much unique, interesting foods, and I feel like Filipino and Korean taste kind of line up. It's just
funny,
so, I just want March to have some. You know?
It's funny that that's the only thing he'll eat, because when I met QO a few weeks ago, he ate all my jerky, which is basically cured meat.
Yeah, exactly. Huh? Maybe it's an MVP Phoenix thing, huh?
Yeah. I was annoying QO about MVP Phoenix as well, John. I've been trying to get him to try and get it started again. Tells me there's no chance of it happening, but I'm going to keep trying, so don't you worry.
Yeah, keep trying for all of us, Mike. That's everyone's wish.
100 ping handicap for our mill.
Alright, partida na daw. Maawa ka naman. They're just saying give Armel a handicap just to give us a chance. Japoy's asking for a chance. Yeah, Yopaj, right? We talked about this. Yopaj, Japoy. It's a flip around like Lodi. Idol and Lodi. Yeah, we're weird, man. I don't know.
It's alright.
It's funny because you're the one living upside down, Mike. You should be the one flipped, but we're the ones flipping it.
It is true. There you, John. It's very hard to go to the bathroom when we're upside down. Very hard. You learn to do it.
Yeah, it's still not too much excitement over this yet.
Look at this bot lane, though. They've just been left alone here. KP and Scam. There's a lot of heroes up top. 4 heroes from TNC. They're going to try and go for a fight. And play hard, going after March, but now the surround is here, and they are going to just focus down play hard. And I'm getting PTSD from the last game, John.
Oof.
Yeah. Play hard goes. Somewhere out there, Matthew is smiling.
Yeah, Matt's like, you will experience it too, play hard. Still, you know, it takes a little bit more effort for TNC, and he gets to reset. Back in the lane, he's going to be with JG on that offlane Batrider. They are going to be up against Gabby and March.
So your Page is on 100 ping. Is that what the deal is here?
No, they want Armel on 100 ping.
No, but
I think as
I'm pretty sure your Page is on 100 ping, dude.
no. Gabby's saying, "Do you want 100 ping handicap on Armel?" And they're like, "Nah." And March is like, 100 ping is nothing for him. Not much of a handicap, frankly.
Gabby's
Yeah, it's dinner time, Mike.
Yeah, it's dinner time. Get a few in there. Start the pancakes up. I do wonder what it is. You know, the ironic thing is KP's playing from Australia, and he's never disconnected. Like, all of you, all the rest of 9 other players are Filipinos playing on the Singapore server. KP is the only one in Australia right now, and he's not having any problems.
Yeah. It's as expected, Yapaj. This was a pause from TNC. Yapaj takes the time to just get a disconnect as well. Why not? You know? But yeah, because, well, you know, it's a different level of bad, Mike. What can I say? Just on a whole new level. It's a whole new world of disconnects. Oh, man, chat. I just checked. Chat. Yeah. I just checked. They went wild over that story. They know. Y'all know what I said. Yeah, to my friends, that one with Libog. I'll just say it because I can't get in trouble. It's in Filipino, Libog.
No, hold on. Don't say anything. You know, we don't know if we're gonna get in trouble. Jesus.
All right. Too
me.
much fun there. Too much fun.
Too much fun. Back to the game. Back to serious mode. So KP at this bot lane, going to be up against Scam and John Newell. Tim's also going to be there, and actually this Phoenix is in a bit of danger. Should be alright though, surely. Be fine. Just find that tier 1 tower and we'll have to salve up.
And that's one of the difficulties of laning against that Bloodseeker. Every time you drop low, you're pressured to immediately heal up. The salves are that much more important. Every tango counts. Because once you drop low and KP gets level 2, Thirst kicks in and he can use that low HP advantage to push into Scam and get a lot of damage off. Have to be careful about bouncing it on that Phoenix.
Mid lane going very evenly so far, but Armel, he's hit that level 3 mark now, so that lucky shot is going to start coming into this this 1v1, and of course lucky shot can be very, very frustrating to play against, especially when you are the tiny. Armel going to continue trying to get that proc, and we'll continue using those voice lines against your Page.
Yeah, this is the risk for your Page. Every disarm, he's just not winning these trades. Gonna be important on those power runes as well, but look at that. Your Page low, 1 tango left, Thirst kicks in, and you just put more pressure in the sidelines when you win trades like that.
Just gotta be careful. Swashbuckle here from Armel. He wants to go for it. Have a look at the top lane quickly. March is there on the Venge, of course, with Gabby on the Arc Warden.
Are you watching?
They have Play Hard on the clock and JG on the Batrider. Fairly standard stuff here, not too much happening. Looks like Gabby has been sitting very far back, making sure JG can't get too aggressive with this Batrider. That's the idea, right? As long as you stay away from him, you should be fine.
Yeah, and it's been smooth going. With Gabby's farm is not outstanding, 6-4, 7-4 now. Compare that to a slightly better time for Scam on bot, but you're not gonna cry about it like JG. As this Batrider, he's not getting as much pressure, and that's the important bit. As long as you're not being shoved away by a bat, you're doing your job in the safe lane. You're gonna be able to dip in that jungle anyway as the Arc Warden, and if once you got that Midas, in fact, just a bit of action.
JG gonna go for a Firefly, and they have got March cogsed up, so March should be easily going down, and they do get him. Nice pick off there from Neon Esports. Of course, March will be okay with it, knowing Gabby was left alone. With that Firefly down for another 30 seconds, he can have some peace and quiet.
Yeah, it's not the worst here to lose. And, you know, March was low on mana as well, so he gets a bit of a reset going back into the lane. Just going to be able to get some spell spam out. In fact, he actually heads mid to help secure those 4-minute bounties. So you can see that focus on getting those runes up here.
Johnny sharpen that mid lane for a second, but can't do too much on the Phoenix at the moment. Yopaj, however, is copping so much harass, and as soon as that stun came out from March, it'll force out the TP from Play Hard. And you see March, he just runs straight back up top. He was more than happy with that TP being expended, but Armel is going to die because of it.
Ooh. Yeah, ruthless Yopaj with the punishment in the Avalanche toss. Just getting it onto the cogs as well, perfectly spaced out there.
Tim's bot lane getting very low on this Grimstroke. Yeah, he does tick out, and now the Fire Spirits do connect onto KB. Those are level 2 Fire Spirits, so KB gonna survive on 15 HP and is gonna TP out in time and be just fine.
And Neon starting to find that aggression, putting a dent here on the progression of TNC. Not quite where it matters, but you're gonna take it anyway. You're slowing KP's progression in the Bloodseeker, you're giving space towards Skem. And that's the most important part, getting the draw off to a running start, getting John Uel some EXP, and once you hit those key points, level 6 on your supports, initial farm on the Drow, you can be smooth sailing past that 10-minute mark. So far, you know, the conditions for Neon in the first 10 minutes, it's not looking too bad.
It is looking very good, actually. 3-2, slight net worth lead. You've got to just be a little bit concerned about how well Gabby is farming. They are trying to keep his farm at bay, as now he will Flux and Spark Wraith JG. It's going to be it. Just going back to hitting creeps. He wants to get that Midas up as soon as possible in this Arc Warden. That is going to be the most important thing for TNC, is just to make sure he can get that itemization up. Armel, however, mid lane, trying to get a power rune, does get lucky with a haste.
Where are you watching?
Yeah, it's, he's got his Rolling Thunder ready. We haven't seen any movement out or into mid to get these initial level 6 uses out yet. Probably just waiting for a bit more time, maybe waiting for the support to be up and running. You can't do too much with Venge at 3 and Grimstroke at 4. The lanes are too tied up, so it's going to be a bit more stacked in mid just for a while longer.
KP, nice little Inkswell play there with Tims, but they aren't going to keep going for any form of a kill, just trying to pressure out Skem on this Drow. They have actually got 3 heroes down here from Neon, but TNC will bring Armel down, and Armel is going to run straight in with the haste on to Skem, and he's just going to blow up to the Blood Rite. Now going on to Play Hard perhaps, but the Cogs going to push him out, and KP going to be in danger. They do get him. Yopaj, I don't know about this. He gets stunned up by the Inkswell, and Armel going to have his way with him. We'll get the Swashbuckle, takes out another, and with this haste rune, Armel can just take down everyone. Cogs is going to be there. Play Hard will still die to March. March, he thought about diving tier 1s, but the rest of his team did not want to. He will back off in time.
And looks like, you know, it looks like March was right. 100 ping is nothing to Armel if he is on that handicap. They just find those kills, and they set themselves up to keep that pressure bot. It's only John Uel around, but they've still got 3 heroes here, TNC.
John Uel be able to swash, rather Icarus dive away. See, because of that rotation from Armel, Skem, he just TPs into the mid lane on the Drow and tries to get some free farming going there. So he understands what's coming, right? Like, there's so much pressure on him to be able to get the farm his team needs, for him to be able to join these team fights early on. So they know they can't go late game into the Arc Warden. It's just going to be hellish to go up against, and it's Gabby on Arc Warden. He does tend to do a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, they've got to secure that early farm, and they're buying that space out perfectly here. Like, Skem's just perfectly fine to even find a kill on KP.
They do. Nice little pick up there. Took 3 heroes, but they do get it done. And well, TNC, they are going to group up with March and Tims and run up top. See if they can get a pick off onto JG, but no, JG is going to break the smoke of March. Should have spotted him out. Is probably going to keep his distance now, as he knows they are around. But again, even if they can't kill off the Bat Rider, If Gabby's farming, they're going to be happy.
Yeah, it's still a good time for Gabby. You know, he's up there in last. It's not quite as free as you'd expect. Number 3 in net worth, keeping up with your Podge. So it's going swimmingly. I think right now TNC, they need to wait for that initial farm, as mentioned on Gabby. Even KP, you need level 6 up on your Bloodseeker before you can start running around here. He's been slowed down a bit on that offlane, so just get some catch-up time for your blood and kind of stimmy the bleeding, right? The Neon is the one looking for blood. See your Podge just going deep behind that tier 1, looking for a toss opportunity.
He doesn't quite get one, but now he spots out Tim's. Stare him down. Tim's doesn't know he's there yet. Maybe he does. He's been very sneaky here, Tim's. Yopaj actually going to choose to back off. He's not going to try to go for it. Might be just a little bit too risky.
Yeah, it wasn't a clean cut for them, as there is a group up top. JG along with John Uel.
Going to cop a lot of damage. He might even get blown up here. JG still with the flux, being left alone, is going to go down. Now the egg to be committed, but Gabby with the Tempest double is just focusing on it, and Armel will come out, get a bit more damage up, and here comes Yopaj onto March. They'll get the Venge, but that'll be it. They don't really get much else. There's definitely a better trade for TNC.
Yeah, they don't even find the kill on the Tempest double, so no extra gold from picking that up. It just expires in front of them, and TNC, they're going to be pleased. That's the first egg not being so effective for Neon. Going to have to watch how to use that spell. Their teamfight relies on that.
KP going to go for the Rupture into the Blood Right. Can they have the damage in time? Well, they do. Off to the bot lane, it seems. Or maybe even just start pushing in mid. They've got so many heroes here. It's a bit unorthodox to go for that mid lane first, but if you think you can do it, you may as well, and Gabby seems to believe he can.
Yeah, they've got the right click speed. He's got the Midas, so he does hit a lot faster. They don't have the level in Magnetic, but you don't need it when you hit that fast anyway. They're going to do lots of chip damage here.
Look at Gabby, just the Tempest double, going to kill off Playhard.
Ooh.
God, I hate Arc Warden so much as a hero. It's just, you know how many times it's happened to me, John? It's such a sad way to die.
Yeah, it is. It is. But Gabby just getting the punishment out. And they did find a tier 1 top here, Neon. So they found an objective for their troubles. Skem is sort of freely farming. He's been left alone for a long time. He is going to have his Dragonlance up soon, but he needs to show some progress afterwards. And I think for Neon right now, the travels for GG are key. Travels into Blink for this bat. They need a way to jump in, get the initiation off, and start finding some pickoffs to slow TNC down. There's a 2k lead here for TNC. That's just going to ramp up as the Midas continues to get used up by Gabby.
He's going for the Maelstrom next, right? On this Arc Warden. It's the standard build-up. Just going to sit in the jungle and take a bunch of stacks. It's the way to do it. When he has the Javelin, just needs the Mithril Hammer. Neon, all they can do is just kind of sit by idly and wait. It seems like they don't really have a way to find TNC or get anything done.
No, even their wards right now are super defensive as well. Just watching their own jungle openings to prevent TNC from coming in. But TNC doesn't need to be the aggressor. It has to be Neon that starts finding those openings. It's just they can't. They're also waiting for Yopaj to finish a blink. He's still 1,000 gold away. And they just can't do anything until those tools are up. They get a scan off, but it's clear where they are.
They get a ward out, but that's going to be dewarded immediately. And now with the Soulbind, and Armel is coming in with a double Rupture out as well.
Ooh,
they get the egg off in time. It's not going to matter. Oh, that's a rough one. And, well, that ward you just placed, it's gone. March has got it.
Unfortunate for Neon, but man, the Wamo combo here from TNC. Soulbind, double Rupture. Ooh, you just can't do anything once you're caught in that. And Neon has to be cautious. They're bleeding their supports, so the bright side here is that the cores have a ton of space to farm up. This farm just has to matter. I believe that's the travels for JG flying out, and they're going for the defense.
They could get Armel, be a big pick-off. He doesn't have the Rolling Thunder. They can't really catch him out. Hook shot, nice from Playhard. Do they have the damage to follow up? Look at Gabby's damage. Just taking out half his HP already, and he's going back for the T1 tower with the Tempest double, and it is going to get denied at least. So they do save the gold on Neon Esports. Back towards Yopaj, however, who went way too far forward by himself. He's going to die.
It's not the hero you want dying. In fact, Scam.
Haste rune activated by Armel. He's going to think better of it. And now JG going for a nice lasso onto March. They're trying to settle for any kill they can get. But look at Armel. He wants to jump into the cogs and deal with play hard. And he does. He'll just roll his way out. Call that one a drive-by, John.
Yep, that it is. Armel cleanly finding that kill, and TNC find themselves a 4K lead. 7-13 now at the 15-minute mark. They really need these blinks to come out here for Neon. That is basically it. JG with the travels can apply pressure in the lanes, so he is free to just go around, play in the riskier lanes, TP out afterwards. But they need the blink timing. So Podge is about 400 gold off. Once you've got that, again, the Tiny can come in, burst some heroes down. Big one, easiest one, would have been KP, but he does have a Hood of Defiance up, so even a Bloodseeker's a bit tough. Maybe just settle for the supports and snowball that way. March tends to be a bit far forward or isolated to buy space. That's a hero they can punish, but beyond that, just waiting for JG's own blink. At least, well, Yopaj actually finishes up, Royal speaking, so they've got an option with the Tiny. They just need to kind of use it and maybe smoke up and try to make a play.
Top lane Armel is having a look at JG, I believe, on the Batrider, but we do have a quick disconnection out from Yopaj. These Neon are having some issues with the internet. As you stated, it is the rainy season right now, so it's to be expected.
Yep.
How heavy is the rain, by the way, where you are, John?
It just flashed. So what I had was like a massive amount of wind with some heavy raindrops. It sounded like really heavy raindrops, but I think there's a low pressure area forming off the east coast of the Philippines, way east. So it's coming in, which brings a lot of wind, a lot of rain. I feel like a weather reporter, Mike. Talking about that.
Very good, John.
But yeah, it's a lot of rain. It's a lot of rain. Might be causing some. Well, it more than likely is causing net issues here, as you can see from Neon. But hopefully not for too long. I do believe their pause time ticked down as well. I think Zex pointed that out a while ago, like 6 minutes a while back. That was a very long pause. Starting to dig in, and of course you remember. I believe that pause time is shared between games, so you don't want to run out of pause time into game number 2.
Definitely don't. And there it is, 1 minute of pause time remaining. That is pretty rough for Neon. That's all they've got. What happens after the pause time is over, though?
They just go. No more pause.
Okay.
Yeah, so if a disconnect happens, you're not obliged, technically, to wait. It's the rule book. It is what it is, right? Like, it's a fair chance to both sides.
Oh, of course.
If it happens, it happens.
I'm not questioning the rules. I just wanted to know what happens if they run out of time, that's all. March, nice deny on that DD room, but a great hook shot out from Play Hard. Straight onto Tim's, but he's going to survive. March swaps him out, and they're going to go after this Tiny. But Scam, he came in from the back lines, getting Tim's on that Grimstroke, and now going after KB, and they are actually going to be able to get him. In fact, make it another March. Came back in on the Venge, and suddenly TNC has lost 3.
Really big pickups there for Neon. Finally finding that momentum. That blink from Yopaj not even coming into play. They just managed to clean up with a good hook shot in a very tight spot. Have to be careful though, as TNC, they're still clumped up. They've got the numbers disadvantage. That doesn't seem to dissuade Armel from showing himself in that wave.
Well, Play Hard just cops a bunch of Spark Wraiths and is probably going to die to a Tempest double now. He does get tossed away, and they do Sunray him up. He'll make it out. Very, very tough game for the Clockwork. So that's one thing that hasn't changed is Gabby is still farming very, very well. The only difference being now, Skem is at the top of the net worth board.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic time staying in that jungle, clearing out stacks, building up on the Drow. Has the Yasha up with a Dragon Lance going towards that Manta style next. So it's going to be harder to pin down Skem. It's going to be at least tanking through a lot more hits and going to be able to self-purge if he is in a dicey spot. TNC, their lead down to 1k. And when you have the Arc Warden, a 1k lead is usually not a good sign. You need to start widening it, start finding a few key pickoffs.
AG, nice lasso out. They got the big target in Armel. Yapage going to be out with the Avalanche, but no toss back yet. In fact, he doesn't even have it. Good hook shot in from Playhard, but they are still moving forward onto Yapage, who has been ruptured up and now swapped out. And Yapage is still there. Nobody's taken him out yet, but KP will come in and clean it up. Now the XP committed. Skem, he wants to keep fighting. And March looks to fall here on the bench unless that multi-shot misses like that. And March will survive for a bit longer as he does get another swap off onto JG. And they're going to turn back around now. Stroke of Fate, not going to quite connect, but the Blood Right should. They do not get the dust, or rather gust off. Armel cutting off from the side. They might be able to finish him off, but they do win out that team fight, TNC.
Yeah, it's a pretty bloody one, but they come out on top. Again, you're seeing the effect of this double rupture coming out. It's just super effective in isolating these heroes, forcing them to make a choice. And Neon aren't quite ready to face up against that. They've got to be a bit more coordinated as well with these pick-off opportunities. When they go for the Blink Lasso, you have to ensure Yapage is in range to get his combination off. If he's not, the damage, it's not going to be enough. And TNC will have opportunities to bounce back in. So, have to temper that aggression back just a tad for Neon and choose their fights well.
Mel committed the Rolling Thunder, but not going to be able to catch up to the Phoenix. Just going to have to let him go. TNC, they're remaining grouped up as if they want to go for a bit of a smoke here. Tims did bring one along with him, but looks like they aren't going to commit quite yet. However, Neon will. Okay. Careful as JG going to look for a target now with the lasso, and they have caught out one in the form of Armel. They're going to burst down the Pango straight away. Tims, he could still be in danger, and ooh, that's an ugly pause time. Gabby is going to pause the game, and looks like TNC might be having issues now. One pause. Tims should guaranteed be dead. And will be. Skem, a double kill on the Drow.
Yep, just clean pickoffs for them. Big kill in Armel. Just keeping that Pango back from building up, and he's stalled out a bit in progression. Is just lacking one part for the Halberd to be up and running. That's going to give them a lot more consistent disarm as well for the Drow. Important to find that item soon. For TNC's part, again, they're just trying to give Gabby the space to build up. He's still up there in net worth, but you can see Skem pull away. And that's never a good sign when your Midas here is, well, your double Midas here is not keeping up with someone without it. Like Skem, very efficient in the triangle. Surprising that TNC has not maintained vision or control in that Radiant Triangle to stop this farm.
It's going to be a concern here for TNC. I really didn't expect Skem to be this far ahead at 20 minutes in, especially up against that Arc Warden, like you said, with the double Midas, but he is just going to keep going now into a Hurricane Pike, and I realize it's an Arc Warden, but at some stage you've got to be a bit concerned about how hard this Drow is going to start hitting you. It only gets worse as time goes on.
Oh yeah. And it's going to get a bit more complicated as well, because he does have the Hurricane Pike up, so even if you catch him out, he's got ways to widen that gap, get himself out of sticky situations here. And TNC, and they still have the slight net worth lead, but it does feel like this is not the progression they want to be seeing right now. Still, I mean, you know, they're putting all their eggs into one basket in Gabby, and they have smoked up.
They have.
Top tower is under attack.
To the triangle. Play hard. Oh, he's going to get caught out here on the clock. Looks like he has no way out. He's gone. Meanwhile, Johnxfire also ruptured up by KB. Mid-Icarus dive, and he's gone. No way of survival, but they're going to go for the team fight anyway. Mel trying to get that Rolling Thunder, but he gets cancelled off, and now the lasso's out from JG, but they don't have the damage. The Soulbind holding them in place, so Armel can get the roll off and go back into them. But they do get the egg. Looks like TNC, they do want to disengage out of here. Not wanting to commit any further.
It's a good win for Neon. They're targeting the right heroes. Every time they take out March, gives JG a very clean opportunity to get the lasso off. And March, again, he needs to find that spacing on the Venge just to be on the edge to get a swap off the save. Because if you break that lasso, Neon's play kind of falls apart. Right? It's still a level 1 swap, so it is harder to space yourself out. But you still have to be very cautious about it. This is the only counterplay they have to that lasso initiation of Neon.
TNC still grouped up as 4. They have a smoke on March, just waiting to clear the creep wave in the mid lane. You wanna perhaps go for this smoke now? Are they waiting for Tim's perhaps? Yeah, top lane has been forced out by Neon, so Tim's gonna take care of it. He'll go. Well, Scabby can try to meet up with them with those boots of travel. Gonna run straight into Scam. March would love a swap right now. Gabby go for the Flux to get started, but Scam will mantle it off. Meanwhile, to the north, they have found that Phoenix, and that'll be a dieback on Johnxfire. He just bought back in that previous fight. TNC, can they actually get a Roshan done?
Ooh, that's confident. They don't have the team fight without the egg. So TNC must be feeling confident about that. March, again, I'd say, has to stay outside though. If he wants to play with that swap to break any jump in, got to keep himself safe here.
Got to be worried about play hard and JG. They're going to be looking to jump in. Try and stall this Aegis. TNC, they're going to go for a quick smoke. Trying to wrap around and block the way for that hook shot. Still looking for an angle, play hard. He's waiting, but Yopaj has been jumped on the Tiny. Still looking in, he does get the angle, but the Roshan's not done yet, and Gabby does manage to pick it up. So play hard is going to go down, and so does Yopaj on the Tiny. JG, he'll commit the lasso, but it may not mean anything. He'll kill KB, but he will lose his own life. And they end up getting a 3 for, well, a 2 for 4. The Aegis does expire at least on Gabby, so they get something out of this, but still not a great team fight for Neon.
No, it's a very costly fight in the pit. They do manage to at least stall out. Playhard's timing was almost perfect. Would have been really big if he stole the Aegis still. TNC find themselves 7k up. You're starting to see Gabby slowly pull ahead. He's just 1k above Scam, but that is what you like to see here, and you're getting more key items up. Tim's has the blink up on that Grimstroke, so he can come in for better targeted Soulbinds. Has to be a bit careful here, though.
Gabby, big pickup. Oh, play hard. He missed the hook. Now the turnaround out from TNC. Gonna be a nice easy kill onto play hard. Good rotations out from this dire side, making sure they don't just give away their position 1. They'd love to pick off Scam on this drow if they could catch him. KP. One of Atos out on Yopaj. Not going to be quite enough to hold him down. Looks like TNC, they might start trying to pressure this bottom tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they've got the numbers here. You will have play hard up in a short time span. The egg is up. The lasso is up as well on JG. And they do smoke up. There's an opportunity to fight here.
They have all their ultis available right now. Neon, they're going to really walk the long way around. Blinds are being drawn up at the top lane. Look, they were just smoking to perhaps push out lanes. JG, get the fire flying, goes for March with the lasso. They'll rupture up JG, but it's not going to matter. March should die. Hookshot, however, from Play Hard does not connect. As they couldn't follow up with any more, they're just going to accept the Venge kill and leave it at that.
Yeah, they do still manage to stall off the push. So in a sense, that's a successful defense. Tier 2 still stands. TNC forced to back off. Neon again with the right targets, although...
Oh, this Tempest double has been the bane of Playhard's existence. Gabby, he's not willing to give it away for free, but Skem looks to have gotten it just in time anyway. Gabby does get that tier 2 tower. TNC, they're just making these small increments of improvement that are pulling this this game ahead for themselves.
Yeah, they widen the lead. They get the bottom tier 2, so that opens up the jungle completely. There's still good wards there from Neon, but you've got some spikes coming out here. Armel, not only does he have the Heaven's Halberd, but he also has the Ags. So he's going to have that additional damage with a Swashbuckle on the Shield Crash. You've got a BKB now up and running as well on, I believe Gabby's flying it out, yeah. So it's going to be a bit harder to pin in that Arc Warden. And you've got to be very cautious, Neon. They've still shown us that they can take these fights. JG has to always find March. That is their condition. If you can take out the Venge, TNC suddenly loses a lot of their instant bursts with Rupture Swap, and they also lose a way to break any further lasso. Just kill off March, and that numbers advantage will work in Neon's favor.
Playing Cappy's Tempest double, just going to BKB up and stand his ground. Mid lane. Scam. Fizz going to go after March. No, he'll switch over to KB on the Bloodseeker. They did lasso him up, and they do take him out. And that'll be March going down on the Venge. Now JG on the chase for more. Won't be able to catch anyone else out.
Again, good targets to go for. The issue right now for March is the moment he gets silenced up, he can't do anything. So he has to watch the spot of Skem, but Skem is a bit slippery now. He's got the Shadow Blade up, so he can start to rip into that back line, and it's making it harder here for TNC to play offensively on the map. They've been a bit more defensive now. Neon's movement has caused TNC to withdraw into their side of the jungle. They did find the top tier 1, but that's pretty much a dead lane, not the biggest objective. The gold injection is nice as Neon, they start to plump up now.
Mel, huge pick off there for Skem. That's your mid Pango going down. TNC, they are really putting all their eggs in the Gabby basket here on the Arc Warden. Just don't know if it's going to pan out if this game keeps up like this. So Skem is still going to become a problem, especially with that Lincoln Sphere coming out. You're not going to be able to control him as well.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult to, get that combination off. Even the double rupture is not going to be as smooth going, so you're going to have to find a way to break that off. There's also a BKB up now on your Podge. So again, a lot of that control, a lot of the damage actually from TNC just kind of negated by these great pickups by Neon.
He's going for the Aghanim Scepter on the tiniest Horchon.
Oh, I love it. That's it. That's how you do it.
Well, you need the crit though, that's the thing. Like it doesn't do enough damage without like the Daedalus up on the Tiny. I guess the Axe does kind of get you started, but really all it does.
Yeah, fair. And then I guess next you just have to see the Daedalus, It's like, that's exactly it for your Podge. Just pure right clicks, and I do believe the reasoning behind that could also be because the bubble doesn't stop those projectiles from doing damage. So that is one way to just not make that a problem. At the same time, Tiny's supposed to blink in anyway, so I guess he just wants the damage. It's just a physical build, safe damage flying out. And another pause. Who is it? It's Gabby. Okay, because Neon only has a minute, so yeah, gotta be cautious.
Yeah. Discord. Everyone's having problems with Discord today, John. It's very strange.
Strange. Yeah, we're doing fine
We are.
for some reason. We're on
Always.
Discord. Yeah. Hmm. Unfortunate. But
It
I
is.
guess it happens. You know, it's just something. Still, yeah, I look at Gabby Mike. He's queuing up the E-Blade. So he's going to be trying to shotgun. This is pretty darn good as well to force a disarm onto Skem, which is lovely. I mean, you already had a disarm on our Mel anyway, but you want to keep it consistent. This is the way to do it. I do feel like Gabi would need a little bit more damage though. Like down the line, he's gonna have to sell the Midas off. Maybe go for a Bloodtorn. And if you can get that, then your Tempest Double is just gonna find solo kills across the map. Like you can at least keep bullying play hard. You might be able to blow up JG before the BKB comes. And you should definitely be able to punish John Uel. So just that offensive build-up later on would be nice, and some issues there.
We do have to go ahead once again. So E-Blade Arc Warden is gonna be fun to see. I guess it does have a real nice way of dealing with the Drow. Scam won't really be able to get the attacks off unless he does Manta it off, but even then you've got two of those things to worry about because Arc Warden has a Tempest Double for some reason. Very balanced hero.
Yep, and you know, Gabby is actually queuing up the MKB next. So again, pure damage coming out. Once that's ready, he's gonna hit a lot more, and you've got to watch out for the split push game. That double is gonna be pretty hard to control. In fact, he's just sending it already, and you know, this is it. This is peak Arc Warden gameplay.
He's about 4k ahead of the Drow now. Continue to send the Tempest Double in, but is going to get it fed to Skem. Atos, KP, no, he gets hookshot out by Playhard. They want to take the fight. Playhard going to be alright. They'll swap in JG instead. The egg is still going. Yopaj, a great avalanche out on that Tiny. He'll be ruptured up. They'll just focus down March first. Now JG with a great lasso onto Tim's. That'll be a Grimstroke who should be dying, but he will soulbind before he does go down. It's still a great team fight out for Neon Esports. They get a 2 for nothing, and they're looking for more.
Their lineup just is starting to pop off, and TNC, they can't fight in. They are a bit too disjointed. They're trying to make moves as 2 or 3, but it's constantly punished. Losing your supports like this is starting to hurt. That lead shrinking down to 6k. And that's a lot of space being built up by Neon. Skem is looking way too big now. They haven't really on point for the targeting here.
Gabby, he's caught out Playhard, but no, Yopaj going to toss him out of there. Turn back around on that Tempest Double and try to sort it out. Armel actually picking up the Aghanim Scepter, by the way, John, on the Pango.
Oh yeah. It's really nice. Swashbuckles on the shield crash. More opportunities to get perhaps a disarm off, just more DPS coming out. We haven't really seen it in play though. Like Armel's had that for a while, but they haven't found a successful fight in quite some time for TNC. They've been playing from the back, as we talked about, waiting for Gabby to be really big. And he's almost there. The MKB's almost done. They still maintain a 5k lead. But you know, it's like an alt game, right? Like the Arc Warden eats so much space, you're sacrificing your other cores. At some point, a 5k lead with an Arc Warden, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough.
Maybe when that MKB's up. That's the thing with the hero though, right? You could just infinitely push out lanes. Like you can buy so much time with this hero. And even these Spark Wraiths, just place them all across the map and just find out where people are. Like right now, they're stacking them up, but good pull away from JG with the lasso, and now a great hook shot in with the cogs, blocking the way out. There is no exit for TNC. They might have to just take this fight. Armel, you alright? Gabby, gonna move back in. Now that'll pretty much be it, a 1-for-1. Just kind of head back.
Yeah, it's not the biggest trade for both sides. The lasso was committed, but March did manage to get to range for the swap. So he does have level 2 swap. Very important for the Venge. You are feeling maybe a bit more comfortable here as TNC. And the one thing that saved him really was that the cogs did not latch the way Playhard wanted them to. So they couldn't fully commit from Neon. They couldn't drop the egg. They couldn't follow up. And that does stall out for TNC further. Scam is looking like a massive issue now, though. He's just getting way too big. He's just about 4,000 behind the Arc Warden, which, again, is cause for concern here from TNC's end. They need a wider lead, and they need some catch-up farm under other course, especially KP. He's stalled out after that Atos. Not much going on this Bloodseeker, not even too much in the aura play. You need to give the Bloodseeker something to scale up with. He just does not have the items to really shine here yet.
So they're having they're playing the rat game here, TNC. Just sending Tempest doubles constantly down to that bot lane and chipping away at that tier 3 tower. It's gonna be frustrating for Neon to try and deal with this. It's just something that's so spammable. And he just keeps doing it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that happens. It would be nice if he had a repair kit, but you know, not yet.
Aghanim Scepter's available though.
Oh, now I'm happy.
Your pa just got on the courier.
Yeah, but he needs a crit stick, so I'm not too happy. Yeah, just build a Daedalus next. Or, yeah, there you go, Yapaj, you're my boy. Boy, do it.
There you go. That Daedalus up. It's become very, very funny with that tree boss. I miss that.
It's gonna be a while, sadly. Oh, I miss it with Morphling. 2 times. 2 times. Just. Why didn't teams do that? Like, you know, Morph Ags is a thing. Why didn't they go more for Tiny Morph? That would have been. It's more entertaining, you know, because deforestation in that scale is just—it's illegal, Mike.
Should be. Scam just pushing out that mid lane. TNC seemingly unwilling to try and initiate a fight. This is what Arc Warden does to the game, John. It just makes it this kind of game, you know, where you can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean the tier 3 bot, 300 HP. They actually did force your Posh to TP away from that as well, and you know, eventually TNC's gonna find a tier 3 for themselves. As is, no, Gabby's already back. Yeah,
just trying to throw everything out onto this Tempest double. Gabby's going to put the magnetic field down and laugh at them and take their tier 3 tower. Tell me how this is balanced.
That was hard. It's a lot of work for Gabby. Look, he's sending more. He's got the spell person.
Oh,
that's
great.
So dumb.
20%
cooldown.
20% cooldown reduction on an Arc Warden. Seems good.
Dude, 27.2 cooldown, 26 duration, 1 second downtime. Now that is balanced. That is balanced.
Why not just buy an Octarine Core as well? Why even have downtime?
It doesn't end. It's just there. Always out. Gabby, this is the dream.
Oh.
It's one-man Dota. That's what it is. It's literally one-man Dota.
TNC, just the rest of them just hop in the backpack of Gabby. Just sit back, relax, boys. Have a meal or two. Don't worry, everything's fine. I'll take care of the whole map. And a magic lamp there. March will take that. They are preparing for the next Roshan attempt now on Esports. Gabby's going to scout that out. Pops the BKB on the Tempest double and go at Yopaj. He might actually kill him too, by the way. Yopaj stuck on the high ground now. Has to BKB up. With 4 heroes there.
Bounced. Yep. I don't see anything wrong here, Mike. Perfectly fine. This is how Dota's meant to be played. I don't know what you're talking about. And, you know, Mike, we don't even have 25 on Gabby yet, so...
Oh, what's 25?
Lifestealer spark rate damage.
Oh, good.
Yeah, exactly what you'd want. Yep, you needed it. He needs such a good 25. He does. I don't know what you're talking about. Still, you know, TNC, I mean, they're playing this perfectly. It's 23 to 25, 4K lead. You still worry because Neon has so many ways back in and they actually smoke up. They're tired of waiting here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, no. Oh, you can't miss that. That's a... He was standing still. He was basically AFK. JG, though. He is going to get a nice target in March. Oh, it's very unfortunate for Play Hard.
Yeah.
Look at bot lane, John. Gabby's taking a Rax by himself. He's got it.
Oh, that is dirty. That is just so dirty. And TNC? They...
out on your punch.
Yeah. GG.
Hey, he's just in. I'm not sure what he's up to, though. There's no lasso available. Scam trying to deal with the Tempest double. Yopaj will go try to block it up. Play Hard misses the hook again. This Tempest double literally won't die.
Nope.
Play Hard's gonna die to it. That's the worst part about it. He almost goes down.
If you had a Blood Torn there, I think that would have definitely been a kill for Gabby, but yeah, only so many slots you can get on a hero. I guess that's the balancing factor for the Arc Warden, you know? He only has 6 slots like everyone else.
Oh. That's... I mean... You know, John, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I will never stop if I get started on this hero. Look at this, spark rates being placed around the just casually, just in case you're smoking. Can't run through those.
Oh, and they do 250 more damage now.
A divine rate
25.
Well done, Skem. See, Skem knows he needs a divine. There's no other way to beat this darn hero, and he bought a divine. Well done, Skem. I'm proud of Skem.
Skemberlu with the plays. That's going to allow him to pierce through that bubble as well, mind you. So it's going to be easier for him to find those openings. We'll have to be cautious. Oh, man, John Yuel just melts the gap. Like, just popping that... Well, popping the magical lamp, so that's going to be down for a bit. Still looking for that Daedalus in Yopaj, though, Mike. He's got the Crystallis, but I want to see that Daedalus up. Still a long ways off. As TNC, this is peak Dota. I'll say it again. It's just the epitome of the game. This is the balance that we seek. This is Zen.
You know what the worst part about the Divine on Skem is? It's going to make it even slower of a game because now he doesn't want to lose his life, so we're just...
Oh, yeah.
So who's going to make that mistake first? Dota Plus, 65% for TNC, but it has been going down ever since the Divine got bought.
Yeah, so, it's a scary possibility, but you've got this Hex now on Tim's. So, I guess you've got Soulbind Hex. That is super potent. That can change these fights. In fact, if Tim's manages to save for, say, an Ags, you're going to be really well off. Just grab some Scam Illusions and be happy. There's that Daedalus, though, Mike.
Yeah, Daedalus on him. Tim's has got a Scythe of Vice. And because he's got the Philosopher's Stone, John, he's just getting infinite gold coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So now both teams can hold their ground for ages. Right? They've got their defenses set, but we need somebody to start being offensive.
No, we don't. No, we don't. They're posturing around a Roche, Mike. You see that? But how can you go in? The Neon has a lasso. They've got the egg. They've got Tiny Toss, Blink in. But TNC, they've got these spark rates around. They've got March constantly screaming at Roche, and they've got Gabby just sending himself out. He is his own best friend. There you go. Just going straight. He's gonna get the range track. He already took the range tracks. What's he doing?
He's going for the mid racks, John. What do you do after the bot racks? Go for the mid one. Skem gonna show up. They just Ghost Scepter him up, or Ghost Form him, and Gabby, and he'll lose the Tempest Double. They see the Divine Rapier. Nothing to hide there. It's gonna be another one of those games where everyone gets to level 30.
Yeah. It's Arc Warden. Just play it slow, play it safe. 9K in the bank for Gabby, no problem. Not spending it, of course, as one would when you have that goal. Just play it safe. And we're just playing the farming game. You can see Gabby at 38K, Skem at 35. So our Drow actually doing fantastic. And really making use of that farming Divine Rapier.
Just Dims gonna blink away, but there is a leap in with a lasso out onto KB. They'll drag him into the high ground, bring him on the other side, but he had spider legs, I believe. In fact, no, he just got out of there. Still, team fight continues. The egg does blow. KB does lose his life to Skem. Skem is actually doing a lot of damage. But Gabby now looking to fight back. Bring it back in. KB rushing onto Skem, wanting to go after that Drow Ranger, but he's been Hurricane Pike back. They disarm him. Looks like your Page is going to be caught on the Tiny and will eventually die.
That's a big back and forth between both teams. A lot of buybacks being committed, more on TNC's end. 3 for 2. Neon's going to be happy with that, of course. Gives him an edge up. Drags that lead down to 3K. And you can see the power of Skem with the Divine, right? Like, he is hitting like an absolute truck. It's very hard for TNC to come in and to do the work. They were saved by March's swap. So that is really starting to come into play here. It doesn't have the max level swap to really be safe, but there's that Roche coming out for Gabby, and not the biggest commitment, just the double in.
And the spark rates that seem to be deleting Roshan right now. Gabby keeping scouts out. Roshan getting very, very low. And JG going to jump in a bit too early. A great bait out from Gabby, and now JG just stuck by himself in the middle of nowhere. Will try for the lasso, but it will mean nothing. Amel even just going to jump onto the high ground now. They'll get the Aegis. This might be the moment where TNC start the push. In fact, Gabby, he sends a Tempest Double in again. Down to that bot lane. Skem will go sort it out on the Drow. It looks like they are ready to try and start this mid push.
Yeah, they've got the second life up, so they're gonna have an easy enough time going up there. Gotta be cautious. Skem still hits like a truck. They still have egg here from Neon. Really good high ground defense that can fly out.
At least they can get rid of the Tempest Double quite fast. With the tree volley up from your Page, you can get rid of all the creeps quite quickly. TNC may feel like they don't have the answers for this high ground. They may actually get out of here.
Yeah, again, just back to the defensive plays. It looks like they need more in the tank. Not sure what else you could ask for from Gab. He is saving for the Ags. So you're going to have runes on demand at least, but they do smoke up. Again, they've got that Aegis. They've got the edge up.
They do. Just seems though they're a bit afraid about going into that Divine Rapier. They have found out your path. That's going to be a massive pick on that bit Tiny. Meanwhile, Armel going into the back lines, trying to deal with the Phoenix, but he has already got the egg off. ML just going to swashbuckle his way out before it does explode. They do get a massive pick in the Tiny. With that
there's
Tiny
no
down,
buyback.
this might be the chance to go.
And no buyback up. You're gonna have an opening to go into the high ground.
What does
And-
Gabby's Arc Warden Gabby's Aghanim Scepter do?
Just rune on demand, so you can create a random rune in front of you with a rune forge. I think he's gonna go straight up synthesis. Yeah, there you go. So there you go, rune arcane. How short's the cooldown Tempest? 19.
Oh, this,
Spark rate every 1.9 seconds.
this is getting ridiculous now. So he can spawn a rune up. So he's going to be hoping for that DD rune. Wait, his Tempest double can do it?
Yep,
What?
of course. Yeah, it's not an ult. It's a great axe, Mike.
Oh,
Look at that.
boy.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Look at this. Look at this. When did this become Dota?
It's like StarCraft 2 when you've got siege tanks lined up and again you can't do anything. And you just put them into siege mode and all they can do is watch. It's sad.
So they're just spawning runes up. Even
Yeah.
bounty runes. So Gabby's basically like a walking pirate hat now.
Yeah, pirate hat that can get spicy, you know, with double damage, with haste, regen. You don't want any of those, really. I mean, it's all about arcane or double damage, of course, but yeah, sometimes you have no choice. Still, the artillery that comes out of Yapaj does hit hard, but you've got an abyssal up now on
How
our
is
melon.
he
They are
able to
smoked
attack
behind.
from this far away, John? Scam can't even reach the Arc Warden to hit him. Meanwhile, on the backlines, JG goes for the lasso, but he was ruptured up by KP. Soulbind swap out from March. They have got the Drow. Scam trying to run. He might just lose that Divine and does. That's the Divine of the deck. Gabby, he'll take it for himself. They'll buy back on Neon Esports, but yeah, I don't know about this Arc Warden, John. It's too much.
No, yep. Nah, there's no way. There's the divine on Gabby.
You just gotta ban it. It doesn't.
No, you can't stop it. That's just gonna be mega creeps coming out here for TNC. And the buybacks there from Scam. Yeah, they just call it. They're just done. They're done.
Game's over.
I mean, good attempt from Neon. Really, a lot of shining moments there. They did put a lot of pressure in TNC. It's just that one fight approach cost them a ton. And of course, that Spell Prism. That was really one of the turning points for TNC. They got that Spell Prism on. The constant spam from Gabby ensured that there would be no progress for Neon. They couldn't go on the opposite side of the map at all. And TNC, very hard fought victory. They do come out on top. Neon, you know, you've